Hello ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, welcome back to our channel. Welcome to chama 254. On this platform, we talk about different issues. We talk politics, social and economic welfare of our society. We talk about these things because if we don't talk about them, if we don't point them out, the bad is going to continue being bad and the good will be ignored to a point it gets bad. So we have to talk about them all the times. However small it is, we're going to talk about it. This is the fourth straight day we are talking about politics, and especially the politics I've been talking about is a little bit centered towards ODM, and I'm planning on at least tomorrow doing something different. I don't want to be monotonous. I don't want to keep on talking about politics. Although, remember, I told you that everything revolves around our politics, such that if we have any negative connotation in our politics, it trickles down to the economy, trickles down to the social, and finally trickles down to you. So I want to talk about ODM, and it's really depressing. It's a depressing topic. The last Thier research, the research that Thier did last time, put ODM as one of the favorite parties in the Republic. UDA was there as some of the big parties in Kenya, and that was a good thing. It's a good thing that ODM is considered a big party, especially right after the passing away of Raila Amolo Odinga. But I'm saying it's depressing because, you know, some of the things that have been happening around the party, it's like we are lacking direction. It's like there's no consultation amongst the leaders. Whatever the leaders are talking about, they're pulling in different directions. There are those who are pro one term. We've got leaders who are pro two term, and you know, these kind of things go right down to the people, right down to the electorate. Now, our leaders are supposed to be our representatives. The leaders are supposed to represent what the people of ODM expect of the government, what the people of ODM expect of the economy, of the judiciary, everything. That is what our leaders are supposed to be representing, and that's why they are elected. And given everybody has different opinions, we have different opinions. Just like I've said, there are those people who are pro-government, and there are those people who are against the government, the one-term group. And everybody has a reason for whatever they stand for. Those who are supporting the government will tell you that we are supporting the government because of A, B, C, D. Most probably anchored on development. We're supporting the government so that we can get development in our area. Those who are against the government will also have their own reason. Everybody has a reason. The people who are complaining about the happenings in the government will tell you that the economy is dead. It's on its knee. It will tell you that the government of the day is not responsive to the needs of the people. Whatever the people need, the government is not prioritizing everything that the people need. So yes, everybody has a reason for supporting or not supporting the government. And I'm talking specifically about the people who are in ODM. Those are the people I'm talking about. I'm speaking about them because apparently, as I told you, not apparently, I told you that I'm a registered ODM member. Ever since I started voting, I've never voted for another party. I might be convinced otherwise. You never know. Somebody else might come something that really convinces me to vote otherwise or to think otherwise. But at the moment, what I think about, my interest is about the prosperity of ODM. And not just the prosperity of ODM in Nyanza province, in Luo Nyanza. No, because that's not what Baba stood for. He never made ODM a Luo Nyanza affair. And it was well demonstrated in, the people who call themselves the experts. When Raila Amolo Odinga was choosing people to, when he picked people to go represent ODM in the government, he had a Luya in there, he had a Luo, he had a Suba, he had a Turkana, he had a person from the coast, meaning ODM spans the whole country, and that's what it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, that's not what's happening right now. It's not what's happening right now, because to tell you the truth, we have a confused party leader. Yeah, you can say we have a confused party leader, because so far he's not been very convincing in giving leadership. He's not been convincing in giving direction. And when I say he's confused, I'm not totally saying that Oburu Odinga is confused, but there's some things he talks about. There are some ideas he brings out which are so confused. Like whatever he said the previous day about him wanting to run for the presidency. It's a good thing that Oburu Odinga would like to run for the presidency in case ODM was fronting somebody to run for the presidency. But as a member, as somebody who supports ODM, I wouldn't stand for, Oburu running for the presidency just because he wants to run, or just because he's the one who is there. Because, him being a party leader was something that was agreed up there. It wasn't taken to the national, to the NDC. It was never taken to the NDC. So sometimes he might speak, but the people don't have faith in whatever he's saying. That's why you had Gachagua. When he was talking, he spoke about people. He spoke about where Sifuna was. Was it in Muranga at the burial of the family member to Gakuya? When Rigathi Gachagua was talking about those who can run for the presidency, he named people, Natembeya, he named Matiang'i, he named Kalonzo, he named himself. And then when he was talking about Oburu Odinga, he made it sound like a joke. And it's a joke. Seriously, it's a joke. It's not what we want, but for the moment, it's a joke, because there has not been a solid decision made that Oburu Odinga is the one who is supposed to represent us. And when we are fronting somebody for the presidency, or when ODM is fronting somebody for the presidency, haistahili ikuwe ni Bora president. No. We need President Bora. Sio Bora president just because somebody wanted to vie for the presidency and we just support him. We don't know what he stands for. We don't know so many things about him. And it's not how ODM is going to do its stuff. So I would characterize Oburu Odinga as somebody who is confused. And then as a party leader, then we have the chairman or the chair lady. We have different chairmen. We have Osotsi, we have Simba Arati, we have Gladys Wanga, we have and Abdul Swamad. 4 chairmen. Now, the chairmen are so arrogant. Gladys Wanga is arrogant, speaking like she doesn't care what she says. She doesn't care what she says. Poking people in the eye. Sometimes you're even poking people in the eye without facts. The arrogance that she spews is it's an unlike ODM. The same applies to the Secretary General, Edwin Sifuna. For the longest time, I've really supported Edwin Sifuna, and I've been standing with Edwin Sifuna. But of late, nah. There are some things that Edwin Sifuna is doing and saying that, nah. And I'm talking on principle. Remember, I told you, when I'm discussing politics, I put my feelings aside. I put my tribe aside. As a leader, you're supposed to give direction, one. As a leader, arrogance. When you're leading people who are supposed to follow you by choice, arrogance cannot be solved in that kind of an arrangement, because people can decide to go the other way. I mean, you're not going to force people to follow you. If there is one thing that Raila Amolo Odinga never had, and this is a problem that of late I'm seeing Gladys Wanga, I'm seeing Edwin Sifuna, I've seen it with Babu Owino. That characteristic of arrogance, it's pushing people away. I mean, everybody has something in the closet. Everybody has something in the closet. Nobody's that clean. But amongst the devils that we have, we need to choose the devil that is just at least clean. When we talk of somebody like Abdul Swamad, he's a chairman. He's articulate. He knows how to put out whatever he wants to talk about without sounding like he's bragging, without sounding like he's arrogant. People used to tell me that about Sifuna, that he was arrogant, but I was not buying it back then. Lakini of late, manze, Sifuna bana, kuna vile unachoma, man. Kuna vile unachoma. It's difficult. You know, some things that you're doing are just difficult to sell. It's difficult to sell. I'll give you example of things that are difficult to sell with the leadership of ODM. And when I talk of leadership, I'm not just talking about, those who are elected to lead in the party hierarchy. Even the members of parliament, they're still leaders. So let's talk about Gladys Wanga. I once heard her talking about, if you're the friend of, I don't know, who and who, don't step in this region. Don't step in our region. Did you ever hear Raila Amolo Odinga telling people that you cannot come to region A because you're and Wanga has been doing that. She did it live on camera. As a chairman, as a leader of a party, you're not supposed to be doing such kind of things, because you never know who your friend is going to be tomorrow. You never know. You never know. Talk about Babu Owino. Very educated, very vibrant, charismatic, but pride comes before a fall. There are some things that some we can talk about, some we can't talk about. Anytime I want to talk about Babu Owino and talk about his qualities, somebody shows me the video of DJ Evolve. And they're like, really? Really? That's the kind of person you're going with? You can't defend that. It's not easy to defend that. Because as a member of ODM, as a supporter of ODM, there's no way I'm going to point fingers at what's the name of that guy, the red-hearted guy, Didmas Baraza, for having shot and killed someone. I can't point a finger at him saying whatever he did was wrong when I'm supporting Babu Owino who shot DJ Evolve. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So, and those kind of characters are not characters that bring together a party. They pull us apart. They've kept on pulling us apart. Huh? I have stood with Edwin Sifuna for the longest time. I've supported everything that Edwin Sifuna was doing when Baba was alive, when sometimes he was talking about the things that ODM was doing. I was supporting him because I believed whatever he was saying was true. And yes, they were true. But of late, Edwin Sifuna's salvos, Edwin Sifuna's attacks have been aimed somewhere. I'm not going to tell you where, but they've been aimed somewhere, so much to a point that they now don't seem like attack. They seem like it's a distraction, like he's destroying something, like he's doing it deliberately so that there be chaos. And if he decides to bolt out, he will leave a burning house. How am I supposed to support that when I'm ODM? Huh? They may be the heads of ODM. We've got branches of ODM. We've got the trunk of ODM. We've got the roots of ODM. Edwin Sifuna said at the burial of Raila Amolo Odinga that he was not going to be one of the people who contributes to the downfall of ODM, to the destruction of ODM. Mr. Edwin Sifuna, ever since you said those words, what would you say you've done? What would you say you've done that was targeted towards building ODM? During the by-elections, did you campaign for anyone? And when I say did you campaign for anyone, I'm not talking about just making an appearance. Did you campaign for people of ODM with your all, with your belief? No, you never did. In fact, the guy, you and Babu Owino were in Nairobi. You were camped in Nairobi. Who did you campaign for that one? No one. And I'm quite sure if the people who are vying for ODM positions in Magarini, in Ugunja, in Kasipul, if they failed, that would have been you know what I mean. And to wind up this stuff, I saw you yesterday at Gakuya's, the burial that was happening in Muranga, and you spoke and you attacked Junaid Mohammed, who is not a saint. He's not a saint. In fact, if I was to talk about Junaid Mohammed, Junaid Mohammed is a politician, and everybody wants what's good for them. But when Junaid Mohammed talks, he's a comedian. Junaid Mohammed is a comedian. You've been attacking Mbadi. Mbadi anafanya kazi. Aliitiwa kazi, he's working. In fact, if anything, Mbadi is UDA. He's not even ODM. Mbadi is UDA. He's working in a UDA government. Anatetea principles and stuff to do with UDA. I've never heard you attacking Oparanya. And they're also working in the same government. I've never heard you attacking Joho. Your attacks are always on Junaid, who is not even a minister, a CS. Your attacks are always on Opiyo Wandayi. Your attacks are always on Mbadi. if you are serious that you guys wanted to make the party strong, and these people are working for the party, can you attack them on principle? Attack them on principle. And even to have decorum as the Secretary General of ODM, you cannot tell us that you don't have access to these people. Go to them, find out what the problem is, find out why are you airing everything in the public, washing your dirty linens in the public. You've gotten to a point where Junet Mohammed is talking about this, you are talking about this, and you guys are talking about it like it's rumors. If you wanna talk about Junet Mohammed, table the facts. Don't just say Ntasema. The same goes for Junet Mohammed. Table the facts, tangible facts. And that is the biggest mistake you guys have been doing for the longest time. You're just talking aimlessly. You're talking about things that cannot be proven. Table the facts so that we make amendments. ODM has to stand strong. And it's not going to stand strong with you guys pulling in different directions all the times. Pulling in different directions. Huh? Yesterday, Edwin Sifuna is in a congregation. By the way, if you hear your enemies praising you, if you hear your enemies praising you, you need to think twice. You need to think twice. And what do I mean by your enemies praising you? Do you guys remember the Sufuria Revolution? You remember the Sufuria Revolution? When Raila Amolo Odinga and his group were in the streets. Who was waking up so early in the morning at 3, going to the office to prevent Raila Amolo Odinga and his group, Edwin Sifuna, you included, from getting to the CBD? Putting chain links along the roads where you guys were supposed to follow. Water cannons everywhere. Washing youth and stuff. Who was doing it? Who was behind it? You remember when Raila's car was pelted with over 10 bullets? Can you imagine what would have happened if he's dead now. But can you imagine if he was not in a bulletproof car? Who was doing it? So right now, those are your friends. Those are your friends. I saw you leaning and talking to Rigathi Gachagua, and I just juxtaposed that image with Raila Amolo Odinga, because there's somewhere you're also talking to Raila Amolo Odinga the same way. So I'm asking myself, what you're doing as our Secretary General? What is it you're doing? I heard Gachagua saying that they're waiting for you guys. You're going. So let's assume you're going. Just live in peace if you want to go. I'm not supportive of William Ruto. No, I don't support William Ruto. But neither do I support Rigathi Gachagua, because these are people who are cut from the same cloth. Ruto was involved. His government was involved in all the attacks that happened when the people of ODM were demonstrating against the standards of living. Rigathi Gachagua was right down there, talking vile, talking about we don't own shares in UDA government, which was true. We don't own shares. I wonder why they don't. He never used to talk about us owning shares when it comes to paying taxes. When it comes to people receiving goodies, then there's shares manenos. You cannot tell me that you hate William Ruto and work with Rigathi Gachagua. It doesn't make sense. You cannot tell me that you want to strengthen ODM and you want to go join DCP, or you're already there, because that's what Rigathi Gachagua was insinuating. You're already there and you want to strengthen ODM. No. Sifuna, no. The same goes for Gladys Wanga. Same goes for Oburu Oginga. Huh? There's no way we are going to strengthen ODM. ODM. Unless you guys don't know what ODM stands for. We the people know what ODM has stood for over 20 years. ODM is the spirit of Raila Amolo Odinga, fighting for the people, fighting for the right things, fighting for change. And fighting does not necessarily mean, and this goes to people like Gaucho, goes to the people like Junet Mohammed, John Mbadi. When we talk about fighting for the rights of people, it doesn't necessarily mean going to the roads. No. We don't want to go to the roads. We don't want to go to the roads. To the streets. No, that's not what we want to do. But we have to stand for something. If something is not going on right, we have to stand and speak about it. If it's the economy, if it's my brother hurting somewhere, we need to talk about it. And we must have the freedom to talk about it, because we belong to the Orange democratic movement. A warning. In the process of practicing our democracy, we must be very careful. We must be very careful not to tear our party apart. So, Edwin Sifuna, if you want to go out, be free. Go and join DCP. Babu Owino has it tough. I bet he already knows Gachagua wants to support Gakuya, and that's why he's not moving around with Gachagua. He's been leaning towards Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka needs Gachagua to support him. For Gachagua to support him, Kalonzo must support Gakuya. Babu Owino, where do you stand? Let's make ODM strong. We make ODM strong by working together, reasoning together, resolving our disputes as a party through the party organs, not in funerals like Sifuna is doing, or at government functions where Mbadi goes to scream like amechomwa na ujimoto. No. And this calls on people like Anyang' Nyong'o. You need to stand up, stand firm. Your voice needs to be heard. You're the people who have clear reasoning, lacking emotion. People like Otiende Amolo. We need you guys to stand up. We need you guys to stand up. I don't know who is speaking for the Coastarians, but Nasir has been doing a good job. So far, he's doing a good job. At least standing for the people, and he's talking for the people of Coast. As you all know, politics is about interest. It's about interest. And some people say betrayals. Our leaders, the leaders of ODM, can you find out if in your pursuit of your interests, you're betraying ODM? Because most of you are doing, and we're not going to stand for it. No, we are not going to stand for it. We must stamp our feet down for the unity of ODM. We've got structures in the party that are supposed to resolve issues. Those who don't agree with what ODM stands for should just leave. Now, usitoke na makelele. You have a right. If you want to go, you go. If you want to stay, you stay. And without democracy in the party, the majority must have their way and the minority need to be heard. Ama inastahili ikuwe namna gani? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a long way to go. We'll make mistakes. We fall down, pick ourselves up. But we need to remember that whenever we fall, let's fall down with our faces facing up. Because sometimes your fall was caused by somebody who you think is your friend. Look at them in the face when you're lying down on your back and get up. Thank you so much. This is our 4th video of the year. Moving so slow, I feel like I'm supposed to be making 5 videos in a day. 4th video of the year. Man, we're on 4th. We need to be making more videos, and I'm gonna do that. If you agree with whatever I've said, that can help in the unification and strengthening of our party, doing grassroots mobilization, doing civic education, trying to find out good candidates for the party early enough, strengthening chama, talking without arrogance, the way Gladys Wanga is talking with arrogance, Edwin Sifuna talking with arrogance, Babu Owino, arrogance, haitatupeleka mbali. Haiwezi tupeleka mbali. Our leaders must lead with humility. Our leaders must lead with wisdom. Be slow to talk and to act, because you need to think. The people you're leading are being led by choice. They can choose to go elsewhere. That's not what we want to do. But don't think we can't do that. Not moving out, chasing you out. So, anybody who has a differing opinion can go to the comment section. We also talk about it. Do you think ODM is headed in the right direction? Do you think the leaders are leading us in the right direction? And if they're not leading us in the right direction, what are they supposed to do? How can we bring a difference? Because it's really, really needed. I heard Gachagua talking about, oh, Ruto was bragging, Ruto was boisterous because he had the support of Raila. Huh? He had the support of Raila. Now Raila is no more. Sasa ODM iko wapi? He said that right in front of Edwin Sifuna, and people were cheering. Sasa ODM iko wapi? When somebody tells you that, he believes you're already dead, and you're there clapping like some fool. Let's bring a change and make a change. This is Fagiola Chuma 254, Day 4, 2026. Thank you.